Aaron Rodgers, the day that he decides to show up, the defense doesn't. I want the whole package. I want the whole thing this time.
I'll tell you what, Romeo Doubs is looking good. He is going to be wide receiver number 1 by the end of the season. Book it.
Dillon are going to be part of this. They're going to get a lot of catches this year. They're going to get even more. Jones already showed that he can handle a big load of catches.
9 different receivers had 90 or more yards, in the 7 games that Devontae was out.
He stuck with this team for so long. He said he wants to retire here. Why not just let it be?
Hey everybody, this is Gerhard de Beer, former Green Bay Packer offensive lineman, and you're watching Frozen Tundra Network with Bill the Packer fan and Packer owner Nick. Enjoy.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to the Frozen Tundra Network, baby. We got
What's up, fellas?
John Dorn. We got Isaac and Rob. We got a great show for you guys. We're going to start out with the very obvious. Sunday, we had a game against the Vikings, and it felt a lot like last year, week 1, but then it also didn't feel like week 1 last year. So we're going to touch base on that, and then we're going to talk about our next opponent on Sunday, the Bears, Sunday Night Football. I'm going to start off with saying I think that the tone was set very, very early on how we were going to play the game against the Vikings. Watson dropped a 75-yard touchdown and it wasn't like Rodgers bulleted it to him. It was like the easiest.
Right there.
It was there, man.
It was like
I could have caught the damn ball.
If someone was standing on a shopping cart and dropped a loaf of bread in your hands, like it was like dropping that. So I'm gonna start off this show by saying that, in my opinion, set the tone for how we were gonna play immediately. It was just a heartbreaker. John Dorn, tell me what you saw.
I saw our our offensive line on the left side was bad. It was horrible. Newman and they were just letting people go by. Smith just fucking blew past them. Smith, he was dominant in that game. He was. Our left side just sucked.
Well, when you have Royce Newman playing right tackle, I don't think anything good will ever come of that. People want to say receivers, but it's that fucking offensive line. They didn't play good at all. Yeah, definitely. Isaac, what did you see out there?
I saw plenty of things wrong. First of all, the zone bullshit needs to go away. I don't know what Barry was doing. He was becoming Mike Pettin by doing the zone bull crap, and he was having Preston Smith covering Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. What's wrong with that right there alone?
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
Yeah. It's like we almost switched roles when the Vikings had Anthony Barr. Anthony Barr was covering these wide receivers and getting burned all day. That was like basically Barry's plan is to see that basically reenact that happen again, to watch wide receivers just run right past Preston Smith. And I don't know why Jair wasn't covering him. Matt LaFleur became a little bit like McCarthy, barely running Aaron Jones, only giving him 5 carries. You can't do that. Aaron Jones has been known to decimate the Vikings defense. Yeah. And for him to only get 5 carries, that's just a crime in itself.
Well, they said they wanted to use them more, but how down we were, we had to do the passing game. And
once you get behind, that's it. Your run game's gone. You can't get behind, man.
Right. And then, our wide receivers, that drop by Christian Watson was really hurtful, because it could really set the tone, just like Nick said, kind of change the momentum of the game. But, you could kind of expect that from a guy in his first game ever. He's a rookie. We need him to be at another level, but he's just not there right now. So I think that will come, a little bit later on in the season. We just expected him right off the bat, and it just didn't work out for us.
Let's go to Rob, because I do think that was so important. The mental aspect of dropping that pass. Could you imagine the difference between catching that first play of the game on offense for a touchdown as opposed to the drop, and then he basically got benched for a lot of the game after that?
Well, and I'm going to say this. I mean, yeah, that would have given the team momentum, but in the end, the defensive scheme we played, dude, was not going to help us. I mean, they were gonna outscore us. I mean, it may have given our offense a little more confidence. I think our offensive problem was we built it around having Lazard, expecting Lazard to be there, and him getting stepped on ruined the whole entire offensive game plan because we're already having a game because we don't have Devontae anymore. So we put Lazard in there. We focus all our, he's going to be our number one. And then, 3 days before the game, he's called. He gets stepped on. And now, that's why Rodgers looked like clueless out there. And the other wide receivers, they look clueless. They were asked to do something that they're not ready to. They're not there yet.
And the offensive line did not.
I don't even know what to say about the damn defense. I mean, to see LaFleur's answer on the post game about how it's a system and it's not just you could just change that. It didn't look like the same defense we were playing against the 49ers, did it? Because that was the best defensive game I've seen the Packers play in 3 years. And I didn't see any of that coming out at all during the game against Minnesota. I didn't see none of that.
So when I see comments like this specifically, it's just funny because – first of all, we had what? I think 2 true starters on the offensive line. I think on Sunday. Like, what do you mean? That O-line is shaky. We didn't have anybody. Runyon got a concussion. Yeah. We didn't have Bakhtiari. We didn't have Elton Jenkins. Like, what are you talking about? So, week 1, let's put it this way too. Week 1 was, for whatever reason this year, the week of the terrible teams beating the good teams. Did you see all of the horrible teams that beat the good teams this year?
Yeah.
I mean, last week?
Like Bears beating the 49ers?
Like the Bears beating the Niners?
Yeah.
or how about just all week the Steelers beat the Bengals with Mitchell Trubisky?
Yeah.
The Bengals played like crap. I mean, I think Burrows had like 3 picks or something. I mean,
he had 4, didn't he? Had a pick.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, they sucked. He got sacked like 6 times. I mean,
the Dolphins, look, and I know the Dolphins are improved, but they smoked the Patriots. I did not see that coming. The Panthers should have beat the Browns. That was surprising to me.
Texans tied the Colts.
the game. That was a huge one, bro.
Like how? The Falcons should have beat the Saints. That should have been a Falcons win. Yeah. I mean, look, the Jaguars almost beat the Commanders. There were so many terrible. The Giants beat the Titans.
Yeah, that was a big one too.
This is the week of the terrible teams beating the good teams for whatever reason.
It's week 1.
Yeah, it's week 1. It's overreaction week. Yeah. You know what? Like, I can't hate on all these obsessed Green Bay hater fans. Talking their trash.
Okay, wait a minute.
It's gonna happen.
I'll be asking. I got a question about
this.
Well,
just real quick. We capped off the week. This, in my opinion, was the biggest upset of the week. Was the Seahawks beat the Broncos?
With Geno Smith.
I was baffled. that whole game.
Bro,
Geno Smith actually looked like a better quarterback than Russell Wilson.
Go ahead, Rob. What were you going to get at?
The whole hater on the fans hating on the Packers. Listen, man, I don't know where it's written. It says you can't complain when your team lays a freaking egg. I'm not against the Packers. I haven't said that the Packers should chuck it in, but when I see them play underperforming, not playing to their abilities, it pisses me off as a fan who supports the shit out of this team. And you get people yelling at me, well, you're being a bad fan. No, I'm complaining about something that I've been told all offseason we're going to be looking great, and I didn't see it. I didn't see it anywhere.
Well, they hyped up that defense so much, and they come out and lay an egg like that. It's like, what the fuck, dudes?
But I saw a lot of good defense at times, and then I saw a lot of why is the coach doing this to our defense? Yeah. I did not see an enormous amount of we just blew the play completely. It was more so, in my opinion, there's a screenshot of Preston Smith on Justin Jefferson.
Lined up. We were talking about it in the group.
It was terrible coaching. Yeah. Terrible coach. I saw Jer on Jefferson a total of 3 times in the game. Two times Cousins couldn't throw the ball to him, so he went somewhere else. And the other time Jefferson had to push off and got a penalty. So,
Rob,
they picked on Savage. He's picked on Savage big time.
Rob, to your point, look, a lot of people got to understand. You can criticize your own team. Doesn't make you a hater of your own team. You know, if your team's not playing up to the par standards, that's you being a real fan. That's not you being. You shouldn't be called a bandwagoner. Oh, you know,
Well, you should hear
you're
some
not
of
a
the,
Green Bay fan.
I got
you know.
into it with some fans, bro.
Yeah, go follow the Bears, or like they say some dumb shit like that. You're being a real fan when your team's playing poorly and you basically call them out. You know, that's being a real fan. That's showing that you care about your team.
Well, and I wasn't even so much that. I was just reiterating what the coach said. The coach said, well, we were just unprepared. You know, changing the defensive scheme in the middle of a game isn't what we want to do. Okay, well, that was a horrible defensive scheme to play zone the whole damn game. I'm sorry. I watched Jefferson run past 3 defenders and not get within 10 yards and get wide open for a 50-yard catch. No. I mean, and holy Christ.
You have the shortest guy on the defense in Amos trying to tail him.
Yes. It was ridiculous. The replays that I kept seeing, I was like, I'm embarrassed to even say I'm a Packer fan. Are you kidding me, man? You guys are playing like some clowns here.
One thing I did like, the second half, they obviously made adjustments. They did change their strategy in the second half. The Vikings couldn't get in the end zone.
Agreed.
Yeah.
They slowed Cousins down a little bit in the second half. They got a little more pressure.
They got a lot more pressure, yeah. Actually, they held them to 6 points.
Yeah, that was great.
The second half was much better.
Another thing that I think set the tone was A.J. Dillon didn't get in from the 1 yard line on 4th down. After that, Rodgers has this thing where if the sky is falling, he holds the ball for 30 seconds to play, it feels like. And all of a sudden in the second half, you're looking at Rodgers had plays he could have made, but he's so rattled and the game's going so bad that he's just holding on to the ball. That's where the fumble comes from, that terrible interception he threw. Like,
that was a lame duck, bro. That pass he threw up, he just put it up.
And Cobb was open too. If he would have threw underneath instead of over him, he
put so much air under it, it just floated, bro. I mean,
I feel bad.
It was pure panic. It was pure panic at that point, man. I honestly, it's because I think their whole offensive scheme was out.
Why did they use Sammy Watkins more? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody had experience and.
There's a whole lot of things they could have did differently, and I don't understand why they didn't. So
I feel bad for my boy Stokes. You know what I mean? He had a really good, solid freshman year where he allowed basically nothing on him, and then just the one game he couldn't. I mean, obviously we know Jefferson's probably one of the best wide receivers in this league.
Oh, dude, no doubt.
And he might go down as the best wide receiver in this league this year. The guy's talent is
easily could do that.
Out of this world.
Could do that.
And the thing is, though, you can't put a number 2 wide receiver, and that's what Stokes basically is, on a number 1 wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, you get number 2 cornerback on a number 1 wide receiver. It just can't happen like that.
Look, we all thought Jair was going to be that guy's shadow the whole game. Everybody thought that.
Yeah,
it never happened,
the Vikings actually did some things smart. I've seen. In some of their lineups, they actually were hiding Jefferson away from him. Like if Jair was lining up here, they would have Jefferson line up on the other side.
You guys remember that game against the Rams where Devontae had Ramsey all pissed off because he couldn't keep up with him. He was running. They did the same thing to them.
They did almost the same play on that, and Jefferson scored that.
It was the same thing, man.
Yeah. They just exposed that zone. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to play zone,
but any good quarterback,
Kevin O'Connell's
any good team can pick apart his zone. That's the thing about zone defense. I never liked the zone defense ever.
No. Well, didn't work with Pett, and it's not going to work with Barry.
I saw moments where we were rushing 3 at one point, and then Preston Smith was leaking out for an underneath zone, and I'm sitting there. I did not get the scheme at all. One thing that we did really well last year was we got to the quarterback, whether it was a sack or not. We put pressure on the quarterback. There was, at the beginning of the game, very beginning of the game, after that first touchdown, all of a sudden Rashawn Gary gets a sack. Kenny Clark bowled through the line. We were getting pressure, but then after that, the scheme, the zone came out, and it was a nightmare. I can't watch that again. I hope that we learned a
I hope
very
that's not
valuable
what we
lesson.
see.
Well, look, last year we gave up, what was it, 38? We lost 38-3 for week 1.
35 or 38-3. Yeah, we lost by 35, so 38-3. Yeah,
and we were top 9 in defense. So I'm sitting here thinking we gave up 23, which isn't terrible. It's not really that terrible. I'm still thinking top 5 defense. This shit is going to get fixed.
Oh yeah,
I hope it does.
It's going to get fixed
I'm
this
on
week.
that path. I'm on that. I subscribe to that, man.
Yeah,
I want them to
the only
get better.
2 guys that really killed us that game was was Jefferson, of course, and then some parts of Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook didn't even really get that much off of us, but he did get some little first downs here and there.
In garbage time.
Yeah, but he got the ones that mattered. He got those third and shorts that kept the drives going. That's the problem. We couldn't stop them once in a while like we needed to.
Yeah, Thielen didn't get shit. Fucking
Thielen was
KJ Osborne
two
didn't get nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you know why Thielen didn't get shit is because the zone was predicated on underneath routes, which, I mean, Thielen's not going deep like Jefferson is. That was the problem. Once he got past a certain part of our zone, there was nobody out there, just nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and plus the fact that there's not very many D-backs that can hang with Jefferson anyway, bro.
Yeah.
Let's be serious. That guy's he's elite, man, to a point, man.
I'm sorry,
it was nice to see Tanyan out there, though. It was Tanyan out.
When you have Jared that hungry, clearly coming to you saying, "Let me do this," I don't care what your scheme is. I don't care what your plan is. You let the guy do it.
Yeah. Ask me why we gave him all that money if we're not going to turn him loose. Ask me why. I don't explain it to me.
You know how Green Bay is.
If we gave him a new contract, a big one, let's go.
Amos and Savage had their worst game of all time of their whole career in Green Bay. You know, both of them just look like trash. You know, and you know what though? Like a lot of these players are owning up to that. If you looked at a lot of these, I know not everybody from the North. Maybe they do because a lot of people love the Packers. I mean, all the haters do. So they probably watch some of these.
We're the most talked about team.
But every single one of these players are owning up to it. Kenny Clark said he's gonna just wreak havoc on the Bears. You know, Jair already talking himself out of like what happened in week 1. A lot of these players are just like, hey, let's just turn the page. Let's just focus on the Bears and let's see what we can do. And Jair's already mouthing off all to the Bears.
I mean, that's what they did last year. Last year they got whooped up and they went, let's go to the next week. That game's an anomaly. Same thing this year. Look, the better team lost that game. I'm sorry. I don't care what fucking logic you try to put down. Like, well, your team lost. Bad teams beat good teams all the time. And half the bad teams in the league last week won. So Houston, fucking Seattle, the Bears, terrible teams beat good teams this last week. I'm not going to put any stock into what happened. What's going to happen, though, is Sunday night, the Packers play the Bears home opener in Lambeau. And what's going to happen is the Bears are going to be on such a high from beating Trey Lance in that muddy, murky, rainy game that what? And Green Bay is going to be coming off such a low, losing to such a shitty team like that. I have a feeling this might be a bad game for the Bears to walk into.
Did you see the sideline on that game, the Bears-Niners? It looked like an Etch-a-Sketch was drawn up, you know.
There was times where I couldn't see the game because there was so much rain all over the cameras. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was insane. My buddy was at that game, and he said he got poured on. It was crazy. But yeah, if this is what LaFleur has to do is really pound the ball, run the rock. If Aaron Jones doesn't have 15 carries or at least 20 carries in this game, then LaFleur is an issue right now. You know, he needs to feed Aaron Jones the ball and A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon got 10 touches on against the Vikings. So he's almost at the area where he averages his carries because I say A.J. Dillon has about 13, carries a game. But Aaron Jones getting 5 carries is unacceptable.
Yeah, exactly.
He definitely has to have more touches. I don't care if it's in the passing game or in the run game, because I'm okay with pounding Dillon and then throwing the ball to having Aaron Jones out the backfield. My only issue with last week's game, I know you guys saw this. we were down there, and that first time after he missed, we got in the red zone. We had 4 straight shots at the end zone, and we threw them all out in the flat that all fell short.
Yeah.
I'm like, do we not have a pass play that goes into the end zone anymore?
Right. And let's be honest, we know A.J. Dillon one day is going to take over as the number 1 running back.
I'm
You
thinking
know,
next year.
in the future, it's his role. But right now, it's Aaron Jones. It's his position. He's the number 1 running back. He needs to be the star
I
of
feel
that
better
running
with
game.
Jones anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's explosive.
Goodwin.
He can do anything. I mean,
He had the
honestly,
biggest
you
run
don't
in the
know what's
game.
going to happen when he gets his hands on the ball. I'm like, okay, this could be it. And then he makes a move.
Right. He had the biggest run in the game against the Vikings. He had like that 23-yard run.
Yeah.
And then LaFleur stopped giving it to him.
Still pissed me off.
Stuff
Punch
like-
it in, though.
Stuff like this cracks me up where they won a shitty game against a horrible quarterback. The Bears are not terrible. I'm sorry, but you're 100% wrong. The Bears are fucking awful. I don't care that they beat the Niners. They're horrible. I
What do you
watched
have,
them and I was like, this is just ugly football.
Well,
Like,
you have 19 yards in that first half.
They got
And that
2
first
touchdowns
interception
on
he
broken
threw?
plays.
I was like,
broken play, exactly.
yeah, so
Guys
the
were
Niners,
wide open.
the Niners decided that they were going to do zone, and Justin Fields would roll out left, and they had this entire broken zone on the right side of the field twice. And Justin Fields, he almost missed his guy, and he was wide open. Like, he had to, like, I'm sorry. That game I watched did not convince me that the Bears are any better than I thought they were. They're terrible. Yeah. That's a terrible football team.
And the other funny thing is
go ahead.
Go ahead, John.
Oh, I was going to say, with Quay Walker, he actually played a pretty damn good game until he got hurt. The only thing was with Jefferson really fucking pretty much gave him a rookie fucking. He took a dodge and he took off on him, and Walker was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I remember that one.
Besides that, he had a pretty damn good game until he got hurt. It sounds like he's playing, so I want to see the kid more.
The other funny thing is the Bears think because it's going to rain again that they have some sort of advantage. Like, that's going to matter at all.
Well, that kind of scares me. I hope LaFleur, if it gets to that point, he runs the damn ball, man. I mean,
oh yeah, that's why.
We don't have Devontae out there catching, so you know. Honestly, if Lazard don't play, I'm expecting to see the same crap as we saw last week. I'm sorry, guys.
No, I see a lot of I see a lot of run plays. I think
LaFleur, it's got to be. The passing.
LaFleur already said. Yeah, LaFleur already said that it's unacceptable for me to give Aaron Jones the ball 5 times, which means he's gonna triple that. He's gonna basically run the ball down the Bears' throats. I expect that this game.
And I think Watson's gonna have a big fucking bomb too. I think he's gonna catch one for like 60 yards, run down for a touchdown.
I like Watson's response to how he felt after he dropped that pass. He said, "I promise I will never, ever drop that again."
Let's find out. I hope they open up with the same play and run that shit right on the Bears and give him a shot to redeem himself right then. And I was hoping they'd go back to that. The Vikings did not have that play.
Why we didn't
go back to it, I don't know.
Wasn't it Patrick Peterson that was on him?
Yeah,
Peterson. Yeah,
he burnt the shit out of him.
Yeah,
Peterson was getting a water. He was getting Gatorade while Watson was way out there. You know what I mean? Like,
bro,
he was gone.
He went inside. He gave him one step and just booked it, and this dude fell. Like, he could not. That was.
And Watson was so
just
fast.
A flash that's a flash of that guy's future, man. If he could get open and do stuff like that, he's going to go far in this league, man. You guys all know that. Jamar Chase, Jefferson. I mean, how many guys? If you got a wide receiver that can run rough shot,
and Watson was so fast. Yeah. Watson was so fast. Harrison Smith was trying to catch up to him. Like, he was just gone.
We just underutilized him. That's all, man.
Yeah, Dub, he kind of fucked up on that first down. He did an out route instead of an in route to get that first down.
Yeah, I pissed Rodgers off.
Yeah. But they'll learn to do it, they're rookies, man.
Yeah.
But it isn't going to be during the week 1.
One thing, though, I'm glad that Rodgers did, though, is how when after AJ Dillon scored the touchdown, and it looked like momentum was shifting a little bit towards Green Bay, like to put up a couple points to try to catch up in this game, that he was looking for the rookie wide receivers. Like, he threw the ball to Dobbs like 3 times, He caught every single one. One of them he kind of overthrew, and then he gave it to Christian Watson. He was 1 yard shy of a first down, but to trust these rookies after he was disgruntled and pissed that they ran the wrong route and Watson didn't catch the ball, to give him an opportunity in a key moment in the game, that just shows that Rodgers is trying to show these guys, hey, I'm going to trust you guys on the key crunch moments. You guys got to step up at these moments.
The problem with Rodgers is, bro, every time he's disappointed, you can see it on his face, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember this is the difference between Favre and Rodgers as far as I'm concerned when it comes to the rookies, is Favre will forget them dropping that pass. It's over the minute the play's dead. All right, we're on to the next one. He forgets about it. He go right back to that guy. Rodgers doesn't do that. I think he holds a grudge. I think that he gets a scowl on his face, and the receiver sees that, and he's questioning himself. This guy don't believe in me. Favre would slap the guy in the ass and say, "Hey, man, next time catch the ball." At
the same time, though, Rodgers is immensely better than Brett Favre was, so I think he expects
I'm not saying he's not, bro. But forgetting that last play is his problem. I think he should just forget more of them and just move on, especially with a bunch of rookies.
I think sometimes we have a problem with Rodgers because he ended up being so good that he expects everyone to be as good as him.
Yeah,
and it's just not possible, man. You just can't be on that.
Well, you guys can't keep up with me? Come on, man.
When you learn the why, and it's like, what the fuck? It's like, you expect too much out of these young kids already.
So let's take away what it is that Green Bay needs to do on Sunday to win. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off with coaching needs to be 180, and I'm gonna 100% start with coaching itself, the defensive coaching and Matt LaFleur. Horrible coaching on Sunday. That needs to change this week.
100%.
I'm gonna say we need to put on a better offensive line this week. And we got to keep a spy on Fields.
I'm going to say run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Just keep on running the ball down their throats. If Bears can't stop it, why fix it?
Yeah.
I agreed. And I'm going to say the defense just needs to pin back the ears and just put pressure on the quarterback. He's going to make mistakes all game. We're gonna just be getting the ball back left and right. I say 3 or 4 turnovers in this one.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good game.
I'd really like to see a lot of man-to-man nickel and a lot of 4 and 5 man rushes because they have no receivers. Their receivers suck. You got 3 man-to-man cornerbacks that can take any of their receivers. Just go man all game. Let Savage and Amos sit back there and wait for bad passes and go 4 or 5 man rush all game.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I agree, man. I thought that's what we were doing last year. When we finished the season, I really thought we had it figured out on defense, and this last game just showed me, I don't know.
Yeah, that first half of the game, that O-line
that's all on
Niners
the coach.
defensive
I'm sorry,
line.
guys. Nick, you said it right.
Niners
Coaching has to be better.
Was just eating the Bears O-line, So I expect Kenny Clark, Gary to just get in there, just get in there, make Justin Fields try to break the pocket, and then and our guys are waiting for an interception.
And leave our linebackers on the line where they belong, not covering guys in the. I mean, come on, man. Preston Smith had no business covering Jefferson at all.
So. I thought this was actually very interesting as well when I was watching the game. The starting defensive line, I was kind of surprised. Dean Lowry and Jaron Reed were out there. I thought for sure I'd see Devontae Wyatt at least in one of those slots. And
exactly,
is he just not performing, or is?
I think they're easing them in the game.
Keeping him quiet, man. It's really not. Either he's underperforming and there's nothing to talk about, or. But if he was doing good, I would think he'd be in the lineup, bro. I thought the same thing. I seen Walker out there.
And Walker, like John said, Walker was actually doing. I saw Walker getting in there and getting tackles.
No, he was out there.
Good.
Go ahead, Isaac.
Bears done messed up though. They done unleashed the beast. We unleashed the beast, Caleb Jones, in this game. Guys, 6'9", 300 pounds. Yeah.
Put him in a
be,
goal line stance. Fucking-
Well,
he's going to be in our starting
the
rotation.
O-line. We put the biggest guy out there, bro.
Yeah, and we got Zach Tom out there too. So
yeah.
that line is
Well,
going to be a
hopefully-
little bit changed up.
Hopefully Jenkins and fucking Bakhtiari be out there this weekend. Who knows?
I think Jenkins has a better shot than Bakhtiari. I don't know what's up with Bakhtiari, but
I don't know.
Runyon
He
looks
practiced
like he
today.
might pass protocol, so he
Yeah.
might be out there. Can we get rid of Hansen and Newman? Like, just get
Yeah.
rid of them, like, all
Yeah.
together. Why is Zach Tom not in there instead? Like, why?
Yeah, Zach Tom should be in there. He's our new Jenkins. That
It
guy
falls
can
back
line
on the
up
coach,
anywhere.
man. Like you said, Nick. It falls back on the coach, man.
Well, look, we said this last year. We did this last year, and everybody wanted to talk shit. But I think this is what we needed with the new construct of our team for it to work out. I think we needed to get our ass whooped real quick. We needed to look like shit. We needed to kick our own ass for the coaching staff to sit there and go, you know what we need to do? Not what we just did. Let's never do that again.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope they said that. I really do.
I hope they look themselves in the mirror and say, "Hey, we got to play better. I got to play better." You know, everybody on that team's got to say, "Hey, I got to play better."
Do you guys remember last year when LaFleur was telling Barry after the first week, he was like, I'm about to take over the defensive coaching responsibilities. Like, they were getting at each other. So I really hope they're in that coaching room right now, and they're sitting there going, look, guys.
He needs to send Preston Smith again in his office.
Hey, at least one thing, the special teams, we teams actually played pretty damn good.
Dude, I was so happy, man. We covered
It wasn't
everything
that
pretty
bad,
well.
yeah.
I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Although I wish we had a return guy. What's up with Amari Rogers, guys?
I think he's done. I think he's done.
I think he is too, man. Holy shit!
You can't catch the ball either.
No.
I'm ready
He's
for
a
Amari
fumble.
Rogers.
He's a fumble waiting to happen, bro. That's what he is. He's a fumble waiting to happen on a return.
Yeah.
Yeah, I the only for sure hands on the team right now is Randall Cobb. It's like the worst thing to say,
But he's
Yeah.
he's crippled, bro. He can't run no more.
I know.
Sammy
it's-
Watkins sounds like he was doing good in camp, though.
Why don't we give Dobbs a shot, please? I would love to see Dobbs get
He
a
was
shot.
back
at
there. He was back there in preseason and shit. But
I saw Dobbs out there a few plays during the game.
I thought he did pretty good.
It just at this point, Amari Rogers is not a return man. He was forced into that position, and
Let's
then
trade
now
him for
we're
a
trying it
return guy.
again, and it's not working. So
Why can't put Watson back there? Make him earn his fucking money.
yeah,
I think Amari Rogers might be like a safety or something because he's just not like
Yeah.
he can't catch the
Bro.
ball. He's running the wrong route. He can't catch a punt.
yeah, he's our Kevin King of offense.
Oh, Jesus. Bro, that's the thing, man. Regulate that guy to water boy. Shit.
Right.
Here's another big thing that I think that we need to implement, and this again, it just is going back to coaching again. Robert Tonyan, I get that you're scared, LaFleur, that you don't want him to get hurt, but if he's fucking out there, give him the ball. Like,
Holy.
Yeah.
Dude, he
He
looked
was
like a gazelle
open.
on that first pass he ran down the field. He looked great.
Yeah.
he was open so many times that I saw, and we just were not giving him the ball. I don't.
Yeah. The other guy that disappointed me was Watkins. You know, Watkins was that guy that probably could step up and be our number one. He was just nowhere to be found in week one. You know, he probably had one catch, and then he just
How many
disappeared
plays
the
did he
rest of
get,
the game.
though? That's my thing, is how many plays did he get?
He actually, Sammy Watkins had like 50 snaps, like 45 or something like that snaps.
Yeah, he just
And Watson was like 40 some snaps.
We need Alan Lazard back. Yeah,
Dude, we built the whole offense around him, man. That's the thing. I'm telling you, that's why Rodgers was out of sync. You know, rolling his eyes because his receivers weren't where they're supposed to be. That was Lazard running those routes.
I don't think Bears fans want to see Lazard out there. Did you see what Lazard did to him last game?
Yeah. No, I know. I was excited about this game, man. And I really thought with him practicing this week, he's going to make an appearance.
And we know Cobb is the bear killer.
Oh, definitely.
Especially in the fourth. You don't want to see Cobb in the fourth.
Yeah.
You know, happened years ago. No, it happened in 2018. It happened in 2013. It happened.
I don't know about you guys, but I know you're going to agree with me on this part. I really did not like what I saw on Sunday, but I saw enough things that we fucked up, not that they stopped us on, to where I can confidently say that once that gets cleaned up and we get on a roll, we're winning 12 games this year. I see a good roster with a great defense who the coaching staff completely let down on Sunday. And, bro, next time Green Bay plays the Vikings, if Jair doesn't guard Jefferson one-on-one, there's going to be a riot in Green Bay.
It may not matter if it's that late in the game, but we'll see. Or that late in the season, we'll see.
Yeah,
we might bury Jimmy. We might bury Barry in like Jimmy Hoffa in the stadium.
Well, if there's one thing I can say about Barry, he bounces back very, very well when our defense doesn't look good. So last year we went undefeated in every game that we played after a loss. And we win by an average of more than 14 points a game when we lose. So after a loss. So
and I see Bears fans are talking crap and all that type of thing. They're like, the Vikings, Jefferson. You have nobody on your team that's Jefferson.
No one's even close.
Nobody.
Who's your best receiver, Mooney or Komet?
Mooney, 8-yard Mooney. He only had 8 yards.
That's it. The tight end's pretty decent, but that's it.
That's
See,
about it.
Here's the thing, though. Let's say Komet's getting the ball. If he gets the ball enough, we're just going to put Douglas on him. We have packages to where we can shift guys one-on-one with whoever's getting the ball. That's what I didn't get about the Vikings game. Like,
we didn't make adjustments for that.
In the second half we did, but it was way too late at that point.
It was too late. Yeah, it was.
Let me ask you guys this. Where was Irv Smith?
Dude,
Vikings fans,
look, like Skull was talking about all three of those wide receivers going to go off. The only one who went off was Jefferson.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Thielen had 2 catches, and the other guy that I don't even think got a sniff.
Yeah, like Viking fans been talking about Irv Smith for 19 years, and still hasn't done.
I was told we're so screwed because of Irv Smith.
So let's real quick, because we're getting close to time. Let's go to an external subject that I know all Packers fans were keeping their eye on. Devontae Adams looked pretty good.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I saw Derek Carr throw an interception into triple coverage. He just jacked it up to him, and I sat there and I got deja vu, and I went, that's one of those things that I can't watch no more. Did you guys watch that game? The Raiders lost to the Chargers.
It was 2 picks actually too that Carr was trying to force it to Devontae, and it cost 2 picks on Carr. It's like, dude, he's covered. You know, there's Waller out there, there's Renfro, but you're trying to force it to Devontae and losing the game this way. You know,
I saw Stafford do that with Kupp in their game against the Bills. How many times are you just gonna close your eyes and throw it to him like that?
Yeah. Well, Stafford's
got
been
him
doing
killed
that
a couple
since day
times.
one.
He got hit pretty hard a couple of those, man. He laid him out.
So
I think Stafford's been hit so many times that he thinks Kupp is Megatron.
I really don't think they're going to be that good of a team this year. I really don't. Yeah.
No, dude, they lost all their money, man.
Yeah.
Everybody left.
I see them bouncing back and getting second in that division, but I don't think they're going to be the powerhouse they were last year.
They better
hope their starters stay healthy, because their depth is garbage. Yeah. Like, if Havenstein gets injured, they're done. You know what I mean? Like, and then you see their O-line. Their O-line was getting pushed around by one guy, Phillips. Yeah. Phillips was just pushing those guys out the way. Von Miller, you know, he's like 90 years old. He's still like, you know, just getting into the backfield constantly, like throwing them around. It's getting bad for that.
Right, Cleo Mack, he got like 4 sacks already in 2 games. It's like, holy fuck, man.
Yeah, he has 3
last week and 1.
That begs the question: did the Bears not know how to use him, or what? Because he sucked when he was playing for them, man.
Yeah. Well, it helps playing next to Bosa.
Well, it does make it easier who you line up against or who you line up with.
The Chargers just lost a heartbreaker last night. That was a tough game, man. And, dude,
they might lose their quarterback for a couple too.
Yeah, he's got broken ribs or fractured ribs.
Yeah, torn
the
cartilage.
backside of their
torn
defense
rib cartilage
is nice. They got a good secondary, and they were shutting those receivers down. But Patrick Mahomes, it's like impossible to stop him forever. You just can't. Like
they were talking about how his arm was bending, and he do a dead stop and throw it between two defenders from a sidearm upside down.
He's the last airbender.
Yeah, right.
Snap of the wrist. That fucker's bam, gone.
Mahomes is just a superstar. That's why.
You ever notice? It seems like the teams are beating them. They're doing really good. Casey looks like shit, and all of a sudden, halftime, all of a sudden they come back and they just dominate. You know, it's like This is like the Packers kind of done last year. You know,
Mahomes is the Aaron Rodgers of that division.
Come back in the second half and.
Yeah, Mahomes is just the Aaron Rodgers of that division. He just owns that division. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter what you surround Mahomes with, but he just will make a play. And, you know, and most of the plays were like coming off McCole Hardman, which is like their second or third wide receiver.
Yeah.
You know, on the team.
Hardman was the only person that did anything last night. Travis Kelce, after he got drilled by Derwin James, he looked like he was scared to catch the ball after that.
Well, Clyde Hilaire, that guy's keeping him in a lot of it too. He's having a phenomenal fantasy season already. 2 games in.
Yeah. Let's address a few things real quick. This is like the dumbest comment I've ever read. This is why PFF is so fucking garbage. I don't care if PFF said it was the greatest O-line in history. PFF is a terrible source for what we're talking about. The Bears have a terrible offensive line. They are a terrible football team. I don't give a flying fuck what PFF said.
I don't know if this person watched the first half, but Niners were getting in the backfield like almost every single snap.
I don't even understand what happened in the second half in that game. I could not believe they even came back.
Yeah, it's easy to block when no one can get their cleats in the ground. You know what I mean?
I think a broken play.
And then did they not see Justin Fields running for his life most of the game?
And then here's another just like, okay, keep sleeping on the Bears. We are because they suck. They're a bad team. Like, that's just a fact.
I think I know who comment is that. I think that's Oscar the Champ.
Probably. Who gives a fuck who it is? He's an idiot. So when the Bears get smoked, we're gonna revisit this conversation. The Vikings got a tough one against the Eagles.
That's a Monday game.
I think the
Let's
Eagles
hope they watch the tape
from
from our game so they know how to not play zone.
Yeah.
It's a Monday game. You know, Kirk is allergic to Monday games.
I think
holy shit, I forgot, bro. You're right.
I think
it's
just
a lot
simple,
just because it's on a Monday.
I think the Eagles are just simply going to score more points than the Vikings. Like, their offense is nasty this year.
Dude, they have a physical team, man. They played that last week's game very physical. The Vikings are going to get all they can handle.
Well, one thing about the Eagles though, they actually missed a lot of missed tackles on the run against the run. So,
they actually have corners.
I know, but they missed a lot of tackles. I mean, a lot of tackles. Yeah, they did.
It's all right. Jalen Hurts will make up for it. That guy runs everywhere.
You know, they said week 1, they come out, they're going to fix that. I tell you, I got Eagles winning this one. Not by a lot, but they're going to win it.
And then you got a really weird game. I find this to be a very, very interesting game. The Lions and the Commanders. I thought that Carson Wentz looked a lot more comfortable on that team. Their defense is weird. It's like hit and miss. Like, they were dominating the Jaguars. And then in the fourth quarter, they gave up like 2 touchdowns, like right off the back. That was a weird game, but I think the Commanders are just a better football team than the Lions are.
Right. And then week 1 is like, you know, this might be a week 1 overreaction, but I thought Dotson was going to be the most horrible wide receiver out of this draft. He actually looked pretty decent on their offense. He had that really good touchdown catch. He had some good contested catches. I thought he was just going to be straight trash, and it was just a reach pick by Washington. But he actually looked pretty nice.
I think if the Lions can ramp up their offense like they did against the Eagles, they can definitely beat the Commanders. At times
The key to stopping the Lions is just take out Swift. If you could control Swift, you could control the Lions. That's their whole offense, bro.
They brag about the receivers, but they had quite a few drops. I mean,
Lions
they had
have
more
an
drops than we
issue
did.
right now. They what's called their center is out and their right guard is out.
Yeah, we got too many of them out. Yeah.
Yeah, their offense was so like it would look putrid for like a good 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden they scored 2 touchdowns in a row, and it was like, what the fuck? Like, so if they can play offense like they did against the Eagles, I see the Lions actually beating the Commanders. Then, if that's what they do, the Vikings and the Eagles, that's gonna be a shootout, man. I don't know what's gonna happen in that game. I think it's kind of a toss up, but I do think the Eagles will just simply score more than the Vikings at the end. And
it's the Eagles' home opener too for them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, there's a lot. I mean, that played a factor in a lot of these games last week too. Home openers. The Lions are going into a hostile territory. The Vikings are going into
Vikings,
hostile
do not
territory.
put your fans in that stadium.
Please don't mess with the Rocky statue.
They're gonna get hit with snow batteries. They're just gonna find snow and put a battery in it.
Bro, they're gonna crush ice, freeze it the night before the game, piss on it, and throw it at you guys. Like,
there you go.
John Dorn's gonna be out there with a cooler.
Hell yeah.
No.
All right. Well,
Go Eagles!
let's do. We always like to do this at the end of the shows in the season. Let's do Packers Bears. What's your score prediction, John Dorn?
63-3.
You stole mine, John Dorn. It's gonna be an ass whooping, 38-10.
38-10. What about you, Isaac?
I was gonna go 31-10. Packers.
I'm gonna go 24-13.
Wow.
I think the offense is gonna take 3 or 4 weeks to start really getting into a groove, really start finding their game plan. And I don't believe that Lazard's gonna play. I just don't.
I hope Lazard is there. That's my hope, man.
I also don't think Bakhtiari will play. I do think that Runyon and Jenkins will end up playing. I think Bakhtiari and Lazard won't play, and it'll obviously hurt our offense a little bit. Put Zach Tom at right guard, please, and put Nyman at right tackle. Like, I don't know what we're doing. Like, there's guys that have proven that they can be good, and they don't want to let them be good. I don't
understand it. That's why I don't get it, man. Put your players, set your team up to succeed, for Christ's sakes, man. Fuck.
Yeah, I think they're gonna run the shit out of the ball. It's gonna be a huge Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon
I agree with
game.
you on that. I think it's gonna be we're gonna run all over the Bears.
Yeah, LaFleur is gonna make an emphasis to shove the ball into Aaron Jones's hands and make him make plays.
And they know that we cannot lose this game. I mean, this is a division game, and we can't go down 0-2. You know what I mean? You can't.
Aaron Rodgers has never been 0-2. Aaron Rodgers never been 0-2, guys.
No.
Never.
I'm going to call the first touchdown he throws this year. It's going to be to Big Bob Tonyan.
I believe that. I believe that too.
I think what Aaron Rodgers is going to do, he's going to throw the ball Hail Mary up in the air. He's going to run down the field and catch it himself.
Did you see that Rodgers to Rodgers? Amari Rodgers? Like, no, he's gone. I think we're going to run it down their throat, and we'll get, like, within, like, the 5-yard line. Tonyan will come around for, like, just a really easy, he'll come across the field for not a slant, but, like, probably, like, just an underneath route real quick. Rodgers will hit him. He'll catch a touchdown. I see it being like that. But let's do 2 more, and then we'll end the show. Vikings, Eagles. I'm gonna go Eagles 35, Vikings 30.
I'm gonna go Eagles. I'm gonna go 28 Eagles, and I'm gonna go 23 Vikings.
I'm gonna go 28 Eagles, Vikings 24.
I say 31-17 Eagles.
Okay.
Wow.
And then we'll go Lions and Commanders. We'll go backwards. Rob, go for it.
Would you say Lions and Commanders?
Yeah.
I'm going Commanders. I think it's going to be a close one, 24-21, somewhere in there. But the Commanders pull it out.
Isaac?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna switch it a little bit. I think Lions get their win here. They go. I'd say 24-21 Lions.
All right. John Dorn?
Well, the Lions are all roar but no bite, so I'm going to have to go 31 Commanders to, I'm going to say 23 Lions.
I'm going with the Lions 28, Commanders 22. I do think that the Commanders look better and Wentz looks better, but I think that's also going to take a few more weeks until it's complete.
If you look last year, every time they came close in a game, the following week they got blown out. Then
I'm just going to remind you,
and then they got blown out.
Jared Goff is the quarterback over there. Did you see the first half of that game? The guy had like 6 yards, man.
I don't think the Commanders are going to show up on. I just don't see. I think the Lions will barely beat them. It'll be
it's
like
their home
22.
opener. They're going to stomp them.
I just don't have faith.
I
just don't have faith in the Commanders. I mean, I don't have faith in Wentz. I mean, even though I don't have faith in Goff, but I think
I got less faith in Goff. That's what I'm going off of.
I think the Lions team is a little bit better put together than the Commanders. You know what I mean?
I also do think that the Lions, because of how well they started to look last year at times, I think they're gelling a little more earlier than the Commanders will. I think it'll take the Commanders a few more weeks.
It's a fucking circus over there.
Yeah, I think it's all the HBO Hard Knocks hype. That's all that shit was.
You know what does hurt though? What does hurt the Lions though is if DeAndre Swift doesn't play.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's their whole offense, bro. Without him, they don't go.
He had a hurt ankle. Swift does.
I don't know. I've watched Jamal Williams take over a game before, so you never know.
Well, hey, he's taking over. He's taking over those goal line touches, though. He got 2 of them. He hawked off of them, man.
About to pick him up in fantasy.
I'm not
gonna...
And I'm not saying this because
he was on my bench with 15 points. I was like, what the fuck?
And I'm not saying this because he played on USC, but Amon-Ra St. Brown is really good. I mean, he's really dope.
I thought he's
I'm going to say again, he's got the guy throwing to him sucks, man. That's the problem.
I thought that St. Brown looked like he was struggling at times against the Eagles. They were giving them some problems.
Why do the Bears even have a fucking playbook? Why don't they just do broken plays all the time? I mean, that's the only time they play good.
They draw it up on a coloring book right before they go out the huddle, man.
I like that, Dorn. Why do they even have a playbook?
What's the point?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they.
You just go that way, and we'll figure something out.
I think they go to a restaurant, pick up one of those treasure maps that you draw on.
Find your way.
All right, guys. Well, look, that's the end of our show. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you all that watched.
Fuck you, Bears.
Next week on Friday after Green Bay beats the shit out of the Bears. So go Pack, go. Say whatever it is that you guys want to say.
Go Pack,
go
Pack,
baby.
Go.
Bears get it
Bears
done.
still suck.
Rodgers owns you.
Suck.